Hey everyone, let's jump right into this explainer. This one is tailor-made for all of you future engineers and technologists out there. Today, we're going to unpack the systemic environmental costs of our past, and way more importantly, we're going to break down the highly animated, data-driven ESG frameworks that are literally engineering our future. We're talking about that sweet spot where modern technology completely merges with sustainability to form one incredibly powerful strategy.
Here's our blueprint for today. 1. The industrial environmental toll. 2. The leap from Industry 4.0 to Society 5.0. 3. ESG as a smart business strategy. And 4. Corporate sustainability success stories. I'm going to be tossing some rapid-fire knowledge checks your way at the end of every section, so stay sharp. Let's get to it.
Section 1. The industrial environmental toll. Quantifying the cost. To really get a grip on the solutions we are building today, we've got to take a quick look in the rearview mirror first.
Just look at this before and after comparison. It's wild, right? When rapid population growth violently collides with unchecked industrial emissions, you get a massive ecological nightmare. It's a systemic problem that has historically suffocated everything from 19th century London to modern-day India. You combine millions of coal fires or heavy industrial exhaust with very specific weather patterns, and the atmospheric result is this devastatingly thick, toxic smog.
Let's look at the actual historical data timeline here because it shows how terrifyingly fast these things compound. First, rampant urbanization completely depleted freshwater stocks. We're talking London's water table dropping from 112 feet deep in 1845 down to 236 feet by 1911. Then, the unchecked burning of coal peaked with the deadly Great Smog of 1952. Get this, the smog was so insanely thick that indoor concerts had to be canceled because the audience literally couldn't see the stage. It tragically killed 12,000 people, which finally forced governments to wake up, rethink regulation, and enact the Clean Air Act in 1956.
But hey, the damage wasn't just hovering in the air. Beyond the smog, sulfur dioxide emissions actually mixed with atmospheric components to create sulfuric and nitric acid. Yeah, acid rain. This toxic rain leached huge amounts of aluminum from the soil, which was absolutely fatal to fish and entire ecological systems. Plus, as you can see, it severely corroded and darkened stone architecture, leaving this permanent physical scar on our major cities.
All right, time for your first knowledge check. Let's see how much you soaked up. Question 1. What triggered the 1952 Great Smog? It was a combination of cold weather descending on the city and just massive amounts of trapped coal smoke. Question 2. What acids actually form acid rain? That would be sulfuric and nitric acids. And question 3, what is salinization? Salinization is the toxic updraw of soluble minerals and salts straight from the groundwater up to the soil surfaces, which completely destroys crops.
Section 2. Industry 4.0 to Society 5.0, the technological evolution. Now that we've quantified the historical damage, let's explore the frameworks designed to optimize our future.
So think about how we've evolved over human history. We started way back with a hunting society 1.0, moved to an agrarian society 2.0, powered straight through the heavy industry of 3.0, navigated the complex information age of 4.0, and now? Now we are sitting right on the brink of society 5.0. That's what we call the super smart society.
Let's compare this current transition because it's a major paradigm shift. Industry 4.0 is strictly about the effectiveness of automated machines and computerized communications to complete jobs. Society 5.0, however, completely flips the script. It focuses on harmonizing those intelligent machines for the ultimate benefit and optimization of human knowledge workers. So it's not just about the machine working smarter anymore, it's about optimizing the actual human experience and responsibility.
But here's the catch. New technology brings new variables to our environmental equation. If we look at a breakdown of modern electronics, you'll see why we absolutely have to utilize the 3R principles: reduce, reuse, recycle. If we don't, we create a massive disaster called technotrash, or e-waste. These broken electronics are packed with non-biodegradable materials and highly toxic heavy metals like cadmium, lead, and mercury. Toss them in a standard landfill, and those metals will leak straight into our ground and water systems, right into the food chain.
Quiz time number 2. Ready? Question 1. What is the focus of Society 5.0? It focuses on optimizing knowledge workers and harmonizing them with intelligent machines. Question 2. What's the focus of Industry 4.0? It's all about automated machine effectiveness and computerized communication. Question 3. Name 3 toxic metals found in e-waste. You got it, cadmium, lead, and mercury.
Section 3. ESG as a smart business strategy.
the financial ROI. We know the vision for Society 5.0, but how do we practically fund it?
We fund it through ESG, environmental, social, and governance integration. And listen closely here because this is absolutely crucial. This is no longer just corporate charity. It is a high ROI business strategy. According to the hard numbers pulled by S&P Global, companies sitting in that top tier of ESG performance are bringing in an average return on capital of 28%. That is massive. They are completely outperforming the bottom tier of companies who only hover around a 15% return. Bottom line, sustainability pays.
Let's look at the balance sheet and see exactly how this builds. ESG creates what we like to call a triple value opportunity. First up, it drives top-line growth by tapping into a jaw-dropping $35 trillion in sustainable investment assets. Second, optimizing your operations slashes energy costs by anywhere from 10 to 30%. And third, because these forward-thinking companies are viewed as significantly lower risk, they actually enjoy a 10 to 20% lower cost of capital.
On the flip side, what happens if you just ignore all this? Material financial risk, plain and simple. Global asset managers and central banks are making ESG performance mandatory for lending and investment now. Laggards who ignore this are getting hit with valuation discounts of up to 30%. They're getting blocked from global supply chains, and honestly, the worst part for tech companies? You lose the best talent. 76% of millennials explicitly look at a company's social commitments when deciding where to work. You literally can't afford to ignore it.
All right, quiz number 3. Let's go. Question 1. What is the average return on capital for top ESG performers? That's a highly profitable 28%. Question 2. How much can ESG efficiency realistically save you on energy costs? Anywhere between 10 and 30%. And question 3. What percentage of millennials will actually pay a premium for sustainable products? A massive 73% will pay more for sustainable goods.
Section 4. Corporate Sustainability Success Stories, the undeniable proof. We've mapped out the financial strategy. Now let's look at the real-world engineering and business use cases proving this works. Check out these massive metrics from industry giants. First up, 3M. They instituted efficiency programs that saved them $2.2 billion, all while simultaneously slashing their carbon footprint by 75%. That's a win-win. Then you have Unilever. They integrated sustainability deep into their core plan. And guess what? Those sustainable brands grew 69% faster than their standard run-of-the-mill portfolio. And finally, Patagonia. They ran their famous Don't Buy This Jacket campaign to promote authentic sustainability. And ironically, it caused their sales to spike by 30%.
And it gets even better when we look at tech and energy transitions. Microsoft is using their bold commitment to be carbon negative by 2030 as a powerful competitive moat in the data center market. It is a huge magnet for sustainable clients. Meanwhile, look at Ørsted. They completely transformed themselves from a legacy oil and gas company into the world's absolute largest offshore wind energy giant. By aggressively leaning into that transition, they multiplied their market value by an astonishing 300%.
Final knowledge check to wrap this all up. Question 1. How much money did 3M save through their sustainability initiatives? A staggering $2.2 billion. Question 2. How much faster did Unilever's sustainable brands grow compared to the rest of their products? 69% faster. And question 3. What market did Ørsted successfully pivot to? They ditched oil and gas and went straight into the offshore wind market.
So, as you future engineers and technologists step into what is literally the greatest economic transformation of the century, I want to leave you with one final provocative question. Are you going to use these data-driven ESG tools to build an unbeatable competitive advantage and architect Society 5.0? Or are you going to be left struggling for survival in the systems of the past? The choice is entirely up to you. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.